Hello treasure hunters, welcome to the show today. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm out here in Foundation Park in Centralia, Illinois. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the long-range metal detector made by AKS. I had a video out here a couple weeks ago, probably a little longer, a couple weeks ago, stating that I want to do a review on this. I finally got a chance to get to it. We got some decent weather today. It doesn't look like it's going to be breaking out rain in here now. It looked like it was going to be earlier. Anyway, let me tell you what's going on. My daughter's already previously been in this park somewhere. She brought out a little bag of gold. I don't know how much is in it. It's probably got about 20 or 30 necklaces in it. They're all 24 karat gold. She brought out a little bag of silver coins, silver bullion coins. She also brought out a little container of BBs, copper BBs. It probably weighs about 2 pounds altogether. She hid all 3 items here in the park somewhere. We're going to see if we can't use this to locate it. I have chosen not to know the location of where the items are hidden, strictly because I want to know if this thing really works. If I know where it's at, I may subconsciously guide myself to it. But this way, not knowing where it's at, if I find it, then I'll say that this works. But if I don't find it, it's not going to get a good review, guys. So let's get to it. All right, treasure hunters, before we get started, I want to show you the long-range metal detector. This is it. This is the control box with it. A couple of quick concerns about this item. When I read the instructions on this, it says don't have a cell phone near it or electronic devices. Also says keep jewelry and stuff away when using it. It says it'll mess up with it or cause interference with the item. Another concern I had was online when I tried to do investigate these online. As I watched the videos, nobody spoke English in any of the videos. Most of the guys just pointed to where the items were at. Another concern was, as I watched some of the other videos, people would post videos about the lights on these. This particular control box here has one constant switch. The other 4 are momentary switches. They don't light up. I don't know if that's something that they changed on this particular model, because some of the ones I've seen online, when you would push the constant switch, some of the other switches would light up, the other ones wouldn't be working. So I don't know if that was something that they changed to help sell this product. But I want to show you here that when you do turn this on, if you hit gold, gold lights up. This one is working. If you hit copper, copper lights up. Hit silver, it switches. And even diamonds, it switches. So we're going to test this out. I'll give you my honest opinion about it. Like I said, before we get started, my daughter had hidden the 3 items here in this park somewhere. This is a very big park. I have no idea where it's at. I'm going to see if I can find it. I hope I can find it, because otherwise I got to wait until tomorrow for her to be able to come pick all the stuff back up. I hate to leave gold and silver out in the park overnight. But anyway, guys, we're going to get started with this. I'm going to remove all my my jewelry. I'm going to shoot this with a portable camera and not a cell phone. So as soon as I get all set up, we'll start hunting for it. Okay, for some reason I didn't have audio on this particular recording, but what I was doing here was I was activating the long-range detector and turning on the control box. I was also setting it up for gold to start searching for gold as the first item to look for. After I get all this set up, I clip that on my belt. I hold the detector pointed down towards the ground as the instructions instruct you to do. I don't know if this is some type of ground balancing that you're supposed to be doing, but it says hold it down straight at your side if you're right-handed, or straight at your left if you're left-handed, kind of like pistol grip. But I did notice in a lot of YouTube videos the guys swing them back and forth, so I also did that just in case. I'm sorry everybody, I had to cut this map into this. This is actually supposed to be shown in the next clip, but however, there was too much greenery. The chroma keys were all messed up and I couldn't get the images to fit into the video without messing everything up. Anyway, the blue is where I started. The top red dot on the left is where the tree was where originally it was taking me, and then the bottom red dot is a creek bed and everything, where after I made it to the tree, it started taking me down in that direction. So while searching for gold, this was actually the path that it took me on. It took me from the blue to the top red down to the bottom red. Now, as I got started with this, I started out searching for gold. If you look at the little map I got up here in the corner, you can see the blue spot is where I actually started out. The red spots are where it kept leading me to. The one at the top is the first place that it was leading me to. Here in this other picture you can see the path that it kept following. I don't know why it would change directions once I got over there to that tree. That tree was up and to the northwest of my original location. And as I went on with this, it kept taking me back to that spot. You know, even in the off-camera testing, it kept taking me back to that spot. And we'll get back to that here in a little bit. You'll see where one of the recordings where I have it going back to that spot. I was limited on battery power. I was trying to save as much battery as I could, and I was trying to keep the video as short as possible without it being so long and drawn out and boring. So what I would do is I would point it down, try to do what I suppose is supposed to be ground balancing for this device. Can't think of any other reason to point it at the ground. I would point it down, try to do that ground balancing technique, and then I would raise it back up and see what results I got. The actual detector itself, the top of the handle has a bearing. This is not a motorized piece of equipment, so it free spins. It's kind of pretty much like a dowsing rod, and that's kind of what I figure. That's my impression of it. I feel like it's a dowsing rod with like a pinpointer, a metal detector pinpointer for like coin hunting or something, fixed to the end of it. That's my impression of it. Anyway, the thing weighs probably anywhere from 3 to 4 pounds. It's pretty heavy, and your arm does get tired holding this thing up. So, you know, you begin to shake, and then it spins more. So, you know, even letting it down, if you're like doing whatever, maybe ground balancing or whatever, it does give your arm a little bit of a rest. So anyway, I would do it, and then I would move in the direction of, you know, what I would take as the signal from the device anyway, and I would keep following it. Now, I did notice that in some of the other online videos, some of the guys would hold it up and they would walk with it and just follow it, and supposedly it would turn if they passed the target, or if as they approached the target, it would keep turning and pointing towards the target. So I did try that technique in this a little bit too, and you'll see that coming up here shortly. So anyway, as I did this, I started over by the pond, as you can see from that image that I have up on the screen. It kept moving me over towards this large tree to the northwest. And I kept following it, and I would test the signal again, and I would follow it again. The signal really didn't change too much until I made it to the tree. Once I made it to the tree, it started going more to the southwest, pointing southwest, leading into a small patch of the woods and down into a shallow creek bed that was nothing but bedrock. After I crossed a little bitty creek bed, there was a small clearing down in there, as you'll see coming up here pretty quick. Once I make my way down into that small clearing, I kind of think that might have been the place where it was hidden. You know, my daughter told me that it was around the pond area. She knew that the detector reached 1,200 meters, so she stayed pretty much within the pond area and within range of that detector. I kind of felt like it was like an area where she may have hid it once I found that spot. I had never been down there before. I've been in that park before, but I didn't know that little clearing was down there. It kind of made me feel like maybe that was the spot, because I figured she would put it in a place that, you know, somebody just wouldn't come across it. This is that large tree that it kept bringing me to throughout the video. I searched all around. I thoroughly searched this area. I looked all along the tree line. I didn't figure my daughter would bury it. She's not the type to really bury anything. She wouldn't want to have to go back and dig it up, because she knew if I didn't find it, she had to go back and get it. Maybe placing a rock or something on it, you know, putting it in some tall grass somewhere in the tree line, in some brush. I could see her doing something like that. So that was my primary focus when I was searching. And when I looked around the tree, I was looking around all the tall shrubs and stuff growing against the bottom of the tree to see, you know, if the items were there. This particular part of the recording, I'm kind of disappointed, because like I did lose the audio on this. I don't know if the microphone had come unplugged from the camera or what had happened. As I was doing this, and as I was doing this part of the search, I was discussing the Forrest Fenn hunt. And there were some good things on there that I really hated to lose, that I was talking about at the time, you know, when I was doing this and this was running through my mind. But I was kind of thinking that, you know, if this kind of equipment does work, this would be a game changer for the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. You know, all you'd have to do is get within 1,200 meters, you know, in your search location, and you could potentially find it if these things actually do work. Man, when I posted that first video of wanting to do the review on this, the video got a lot of responses, and I got tons of email on this. You know, people saying, hey, don't waste your money, don't try it. But that was one of the reasons I did it. I wasn't really worried too much about, you know, spending the money on it. It's more about saving other people money, you know, if this is an item that is a waste of someone's time. There's really nothing out there at the time that I could find. But previously, after I had already made the purchase, I was receiving different website documentations and stuff from other people that have actually looked into these before. And, you know, it would help had others made a YouTube video showing, you know, how these things actually work, you know, let people know, hey, these aren't motorized. You know, also in the instructions in these seem like they could potentially be some type of fire hazard. I don't know what type of batteries are in them, but the temperature conditions are highly stressed in the owner's manual. The charging time is highly stressed. The charging adapter, you know, it's stressed to use the correct charger. Now the problem with that is when I ordered this one, I got a foreign power supply. I didn't get a US power supply. So anyway, the power supply on these things, they're 12 volt. They're 12 volt 1 amp, you know, and originally in the owner's manual it says 220 volts, and then when, you know, you can't even really understand the owner's manual. The translation between whatever language it was originally in to English is just so tore up you can't even make sense of it, because basically it tells you don't plug it into a power supply at all. You know, basically that when you, with the translation, that's what it's saying, that it's dangerous to plug it into a power supply. So anyway, I did I don't know if you remember, if you saw that video on the Moderno kids Jeep that I put together for my grandson. Anyway, that came with an extra charging adapter with that Jeep, and that Jeep was the exact adapter that this detector did use. So I actually did have an extra one at the time I received this, so that was kind of a lifesaver for getting it charged up. So when I make my way down into this creek bed, you know, this is a spot where I figured, well, this is a highly possible place you might have hit it. You know, it's all bedrock. It's got a lot of large stones laying around. It's out of the way to where just somebody walking through the park or hiking through the park, they're not going to come across it, you know, without actually knowing it was there or looking for it. So anyway, I kept trying the detector down here in this spot, but like I said, I could not get anything conclusive. The thing is if it's buried or if something's covered, with this item, it's going to be very, very hard to locate, unless like it does like you see in the other videos, to where like as you're walking past it, it turns and it points to the item. But I wasn't having that experience with this detector. I would hold it up, it would point a direction, I would follow it. You know, I would do it a couple of times, make sure it was pointing, you know, the same direction repeatedly. But now, is that just my arm? Is that the way I'm holding my arm? I'm trying to hold it as, you know, I was trying to hold it as level as possible. Like I said, the detector weighs quite a bit, and your arm gets tired holding it up. Okay, so we're going to walk up through here. Alright, it is another little clearing. This is where we were. We were up there by that big tree on the other side, that little creek bed. That's all bedrock down there. It's too bad that there ain't no gold here in Illinois. It's just all placer gold. That'd be a good spot to look for it, but there's just nothing in Illinois worth collecting that I've ever found. Oh, clear this out one more time, and here we go. I don't know what you guys think, huh? this is true or not, but I don't know if this is actual readings or false readings. I don't think it's actually moving on its own. I think it's the stability of the way it's being held. Let me try and stand over here on some more level ground. Sorry, I got the microphone cable swaying in the camera lens, so let's clear it out one more time and see what we get. Trying to hold it as level as possible. Like I was telling you, one other gentleman has sent me some video of what he was doing as far as the review. Let me straighten out the antennas. Alright, here we go. He was showing me what he was doing as far as video review. And he went as far as to mount this thing on a post that was level. And leveled the actual detector itself at the top of the post. But the thing didn't pivot at all. I mean, he could barely touch it and it would swing, but on its own, it didn't pivot at all. Supposedly, when you get right over the top of the item, it's just supposed to spin in a circle, but alright, let's get up here out of the woods. Go back up here to the original spot. When I get there, we'll see if it guides us back to the same spot, back down in this direction. Okay, so here we are. We're back at the original start location. The original tree that it was pointing towards is that great big one over there. So we're going to clear this out one more time and see if we get another hit going the same direction. Here we go. I don't know, what do you make of it? I'm trying to hold my arm as steady as possible. Thing probably weighs about 3 or 4 pounds. I'm pointing right at the camera. Let me try it again. Alright, here we go. Hold the camera further away from it. I don't know, guys. Might be a giant weather vane. Coming back towards the camera. I'll move the camera away. That is pointing back over there to the area where we were just at, down in the woods. Back over towards that tree again. Let's walk that way again. See what we get. After doing this, I might have to do something to conserve a little battery. I might have to cut this in and out. This will make for a very, very long video doing this. Alright, I'm going to conserve a little battery here. I'm going to do a few more testing here when I switch to silver, or if I get any other decent hits or anything off of this thing, I'll be back and show you what I found. So yeah, guys, I'm back over by this tree again. For some reason it keeps drifting to this particular area. I'm going to hunt around this area. I did also try switching it to silver, and it still keeps pinpointing towards this area. So I know my daughter said told me to search around the pond area. So, because this, like I said, this is a huge park. I got kind of a general area from her to search, so I know it's around the pond area, and I am close to the pond here in the park. Let's try it again, see what I get up here. Clear it out, if that's what it's doing. All right, let's try it again. Let's try and follow it and see what it does. Right down in there's the same spot we were the last time. Very, very hard to hold steady, guys. Now, I did notice in some of the videos as the guys walked with it, as they passed it, it would turn. It would turn and told them that they walked past it. Let's go back down here again. This is the same spot we were before. Right back down to that creek bed. Bugs in the heat are getting really, really bad. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go again. We're back down in the creek bed. I guess we'll just try and follow it. Like I said, there's really the instruction manual that comes with it makes no sense at all. So one other concern I have, though, is if it is buried, finding a buried item would be very, very difficult with this, because it would be trying to pinpoint it. You would almost still have to have some type of a metal detector. And it's going right back up to the same spot we were before. I'm going to search this area for a little bit, guys. I'm going to take a look around, see if I can't find anything in here. I know my daughter wouldn't leave it out in the open where somebody could find it, and this would be a secluded spot right down in here, this little cubby hole down in here. So let me work with this a little bit. I'm going to search this little area down here and see if I can't find it laying down here somewhere. So anyway, everybody, this was another image I wanted to add in. Up there at the top, the very top, you see the yellow. The yellow is where, when I was detecting for silver, that's the area that it kept leading me to. It was north of the pond or the lake, and it was right up into the wooded area. Okay, guys, well, no luck with the gold. I've been searching for the gold for about an hour and a half now. I did switch over to the silver mode. I'll show you on here. I've been trying to find the silver coins. It's roughly 5 ounces of silver. It's 5 one ounce coins. So it's brought me down to this area. The pond is right up that trail over the top of that hill. But this is where it's brought me to, trying to follow the silver. try it. So the gold was no go. We didn't find anything on the gold. However, it did take me to that same location down there, but I searched that whole area down there and I just cannot find it. It's one big Ziploc bag. It's got, you know, like 5 other bags inside of it. So there's quite a bit of gold in it. It's all 24 karat and 14 karat gold in the bags. After I have her recover it, I'll show you guys in the video. When I get this video processed, I'll show you what exactly it was I was looking for. But like I said, if I know where it's at, it ain't going to help me to look for it, because then subconsciously I might be tipping this thing or something in that direction. This way I'm just doing it like anybody else would do it that's out trying to find treasure with one of these things. Okay guys, I'm ready to give my review on this AKS long range metal detector. I was out for about 4 hours today. This is what we were looking for. This is the gold. This is probably about 3 or 4 ounces in gold. It's a bunch of necklaces, rings and stuff I've been collecting for a while. I was going to have melted down. Also, we were looking for these silver coins. There's actually 5 of them, but there's only 4 pictured here. It was 5 ounces of silver bullion. And we were looking for this large copper container. It's a large copper thing of BBs. But anyway, I failed to find everything that I went out looking for today. As I was going along, I wasn't even sure if I was in the right area. But after finding out and retrieving it, we weren't even close. Yeah, guys, it was over by the lake. It was right up at the south end of it, next to a little bench and some rocks and some tall grass. But we actually weren't even close. I mean, these things look really nice, but what they seem like to me is they just seem like a dowsing rod. And they seem like a dowsing rod with a pinpointer on the end. That's what it seems like to me. And let me show you this. It actually works kind of like a pinpointer, just like a pinpointer does. Let me see if this one will do it too. Get it set. And this is just an inexpensive pinpointer, and that's basically all. That's all I really think it is. I don't see too much to it. I don't understand the antenna setup on it. Like I said, they look high tech. It looks like a nice looking item. It's not motorized. It's actually got a bearing right here in the center, which causes it to just free spin. So any tilt to it at all will let it spin. It'll spin even while it's not on. The light pattern here on the back, when you turn it on, the flashing light pattern, this light pattern never changes. It's the same pattern every single time, no matter what mode is selected on the unit. The light pattern does not change. It'll stay flashing the same way. It's just a repeated thing. So actually, as far as my review, guys, I would not recommend one of these for anybody. If you're going to do something, spend this kind of money. Like I said, this one came from Walmart.com. Now, I've recently heard that somebody had emailed me and told me that Walmart's going to quit selling these now, and that they got them all on clearance, and there was like 4 of them left. This one sold for $129. This Pro Series metal detector sells for around $129, and this is made by MindLab. This is an awesome piece of equipment, guys, and I am going to do a video on this here probably tomorrow. I would recommend anybody that's wanting to get some type of a metal detector, even as a beginner metal detector, this is the one I would recommend. I've recommended bounty hunters and stuff before as a beginner, but after working with this one, I've changed my mind. I would recommend that one. Basically, a Go Find 40 is basically what it is. It's a very nice metal detector, and it's also portable, and it's designed to do the stuff that we do as treasure hunters. You know, it's compact. You can put it in a backpack. You can take it to the beach. It's not a big old thing that you got to lug around. It actually folds up to like 18 inches long and flat. So as far as the AKS, guys, I would not recommend one of these. I'm not even sure what to do with this one now. But like I said, I wanted to get a video out. If there was any type of conclusive proof that this actually worked, you know, like I said, I was pretty much out in an open area. There wasn't nothing around. There was, you know, people in the park and stuff, but it was a big park. Even like if somebody had lost rings or something, you know, according to what they advertised, that this thing will find it, but apparently not. So yeah, everybody, if you watch this video, please like and share this video. This is something that needs to get out there, so more people doing, you know, that are looking into this kind of stuff can get this type of information. Like I said, this is information that I had trouble finding. I really didn't get a whole lot until people started sending me stuff after I had already opted to do the video for one of these. But, you know, like I said, I wasn't worried about spending the money or wasting a little bit of money on one of these. I was wanting to get a video out so I could prevent other people from wasting money on one of these if, you know, if they don't work. And, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, if I got any type of results out of this at all, I wouldn't even have give any type of a negative comment on it. You know, I'd either had a no comment, or I'd have been waiting to do some future reviews of it. You know, now I might still take this back out and try it a few times and see if something else happens. But as far for now, guys, I wouldn't recommend one of these. Like I said, go get you a nice metal detector, something that you know is going to find something. Maybe even find you something. You know, other coins, just old coins and stuff's a lot better than what this is going to find. And then also, here's another thing with this, guys, is like once you get into the area, you know, if you're looking for something that's buried, you actually got to wait until you get this thing to spin around like that, you know. So, and you actually got to be standing directly over it. But like I said, you know, any tip of your hand, any movement of your hand or your arm getting tired, and it's going to cause it to start spinning on you anyway. So that's my review, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm Rick McDonald. I go by IllinoisGhost. If you haven't yet liked and subscribed to my channel, please do so. I do got some more videos coming out soon, and thanks for watching.